Catherine with Ready, Set, ABA, and I just wanted to jump on here and talk about pairing. So pairing is something that we try to do at the beginning of sessions to really establish a relationship with our client. And I think there's been a lot of common misconceptions with pairing and what it is, and making sure we're not using manipulation tactics to get what we want, quote unquote, because really this is all about the client. What does the client need? How can we make sure that they're comfortable and having fun? And we have this relationship established so that they feel comfortable learning from us and with us, and we can learn from them as well. So initially, when pairing is discussed in the technical terms, it's all about pairing reinforcement with the therapist or pairing reinforcement with environments. So when I hear pairing too, and in my experience with using pairing, there are instances where it's necessary to bring reinforcers to a setting that is aversive or to an area that's not preferred, like the dentist, or if there is a waiting area that is noisy or loud and there's an aversion to it, how can we modify the environment to make it more comfortable for our client, to make them associate it with more positive things? It's just like if we're scared or if we're uncomfortable, if we have to be in the hospital, what do we bring from home to make us feel secure? Or can we wear our favorite pajamas or bring our own pillow when we travel? Those type of things. So there's the pairing in a sense of making yourself feel more comfortable or making the client feel more comfortable in an environment, and also pairing to build a relationship with our client in a natural way. So using naturalistic teaching, we really want to get in their world. What is the interests? What are the interests? What do they want to play with? And how can we incorporate ourselves without taking over? Because sometimes it's, I personally wouldn't want someone to come and narrate everything I'm doing all the time if I'm enjoying an activity. Sometimes the peace and quiet is all we want. So we want to not make it feel so rigid or overbearing or over talk, like having too much dialogue, because that can actually be aversive as well. So if you have a client that doesn't like a lot of conversation right now around them, or they are more comfortable with silence or quiet play, take note of that and ask the caregivers or parents beforehand so that you can make sure that you're fitting in with the environment and not causing a disruption or anything that might make them uncomfortable. So maybe bringing in new things that they like. Sometimes you'll see like, oh, let's do functional play. Well, what does that even mean? What is functional play? What is the purpose? Does it really matter if a car is rolling this way or if it's being, shaken around? Does it really matter? No. If they're shaking the car, join them with the fun. That's how they want to play with the item. There's nothing wrong with that. So let's just kind of rethink pairing and what it means and try to think of it as a naturalistic way to bond with our client instead of using those technical reinforcer terms. Don't get too caught up with the conditioned pairing and all of those things. Just with the initial meeting and greeting, we just want it to be fun and low key and try to just follow the child or client and what they want to do. And that really should be the basis for all of the sessions going forward too. It's just the beginning of the sessions before you know each other. It's going to be all pairing and play and just free play. And then the sessions to follow can model a similar structure. You may build in some more structured goals, life skills, whatever it might be. But it's really important to think about the relationship versus the reinforcement, and how can we make ourselves fun, and how can we really use intrinsic motivation to guide the process whenever we can. And if that means starting with tangible items or fun things at first and fading it out, then that's fine. But, intrinsic motivation can take a really long time to build and teach. And sometimes it's really hard to teach motivation. So we just want to make sure we're doing that in the most natural way possible, and then eventually fading out any reinforcers that we may be relying on at first. Hope this helps. Just wanted to have this discussion. I was having a great conversation with a supervisee on this and another BCBA, so I thought I would share that bit of information. Comment below any other topics that you'd like to hear more about from a perspective of a BCBA, and I'd be happy to join. All right, talk to you all soon.